All right. I am live for my first Q&A. I guess this is something people do when they have people that follow them on YouTube. I don't know how to get the weird blinking screen in the background. I don't know if that's something to do with StreamYard, but I'll work on that. I'm trying to get a little more professional here. So I've got a mic, I've got some backlighting, I've got a little like stuff on the wall. So go me. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys a little more about who I am, where I came from, why I do satire characters, and just do a little Q&A with you tonight and see where this goes. So, hello, welcome to the Q&A. I just wanted to do this for the first time with everyone just to get to know you and you guys can get to know me as well. I'm pretty excited about what's going on with Sky News Australia. I don't know if you guys have seen. Hey, Kat. Hello. Okay, awesome. Hi, JC. Awesome. Saggy Paw. What's your real name, Saggy Paw? Hello. So I'm really excited about an interview I did last week with Sky News Australia with the great Rita Panahi. I have been watching Sky News Australia for the past, I would say, 6 years. They are just I think for just normal feeling news, when you just want to watch a program that feels like normal news, like it's not like, I think Sky News is the best. I like them better than Fox. I like their commentators. I like just what they cover. And it gives me hope that Australia has people that aren't crazy on the left. So yeah, so last week I had an interview on Sky News Australia about Luna. So if you guys don't know, Luna, the satire character, went viral on Twitter. And yeah, Sky News does remind me a lot of what USA News used to be like. And I always really don't like that you like your content, but panic always. Okay, yeah. So Sky News is kind of like what news should be in the US, but it isn't. And so I had a video go viral of Luna where she's talking about being a communist teacher and having a communist lunch program. And the thing about my satire is I try to make it as ridiculous as possible, yet it's still believable because of what's going on in our public schools with teachers that are under 40. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but there's a lot of crazy teachers that are under 40 entering into the profession. There's a new generation of teachers from when I first started teaching 15 years ago. Well, now it's more than that, 17 years ago, because I've stopped public school teaching for the last 2 years. There's a new generation of teachers coming in, and that's where we're seeing all these crazy videos of teachers. So when I do my satire character of Luna, it's believable because we're seeing a lot of insanity right now in our public schools. And I think what has happened, especially the last 2 years, has been COVID. So Luna is my satire character where I wear the mask and she went viral on Twitter. So it's Luna activist teacher. And to give you guys some context of where I came up with starting to do satire characters is about a year ago, I was up in the middle of the night with a really bad toothache and I just couldn't sleep. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start doing a crazy satire character on TikTok. I had never tried TikTok before. It's a stupid platform. And I was like, I'm just going to come on there as a satire character and do Luna on TikTok. And then I got banned on TikTok 3 times for mocking the left. And then I started posting it on Twitter, and then it went viral on Twitter, the satire character. And then I was on Sky News Australia last week. And I have a pretty big interview with someone. I don't know if I can share yet who it is, but they're going to have me be Luna first, the satire character, and then come on as myself. So I'm going to improv Luna, which I should probably practice with you guys. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm a little tired, but I should practice improving Luna with you guys at some point. So maybe next week I'll practice with my YouTube people to actually it's Lunatic, Lunatic is her last name. Yeah, so I should practice improving Luna with you all. So anyways, I just came on here to do a live, ask if you guys have any questions for me. I know that's kind of something, I'm just kind of came out of nowhere. I'm a former public school teacher of 15 years. I really love teaching. I never wanted to have like a social media following or anything. My husband was always trying to encourage me to like go online and post cooking videos and stuff like that, but it's just not something that came natural for me. I just love teaching, but the way this world is, I think we all need to be speaking up. And I'm actually really good at encouraging others that want to do this, that want to start speaking up. So if you need any help with that, comment right now, talk to me, because I think we all need to be, this is not a competition. Like, this is our country, this is our world that's going in crisis right now. And I think especially since COVID, things have been extra crazy. And I think the left has become extra crazy from that. How is my school going? I have over 120 students in my school, and it's growing every single day. Our enrichment program has about 70 kids, and our full K through 12 program has about 60 kids. And it's been a lot of work, but so rewarding. And kids are turning in their lessons every single day. So I'm doing a lot of grading. I just teach the enrichment program. So I record lessons that are on demand for students. Then we have teachers that are K through 12 that do the full K through 12 program. But yeah, I love teaching. I really miss being in the classroom, but it's too crazy right now. And public schools are just not a place where I would get hired, even because all they have to do is look me up. But yeah, my school is doing good. It is fully accredited K through 12 online school, and we're actually internationally accredited. So if you are in another country, we can give your child an education in another country. So we have 80 countries that our accreditation counts for in that country. So think about it. If you're thinking about pulling your kids from public school and you want to look for an alternative, or maybe you want to homeschool, but you don't want to do all of the work, our school can come in and do that for you. We actually have kids that are in the military that are in our school because they're international. And yeah, you can find information on my school at thinkexodus.org, and it's called Exodus Institute. And that is my main thing that I do right now. And then I also just got done doing a YAF conference this past weekend. So I was in Santa Barbara. That's probably the reason why I'm a little tired right now. I would love to improv Luna with you guys, but I'm just like, my brain is a little fried. But I just did a YAF conference with middle school. They just started a middle school program, and I did a whole presentation on them with them teaching about slavery and the myths or the narratives that the left tries to paint about slavery in the US, while leaving out a lot of context, so that it creates all of this hate and anti-white racism, which we're seeing right now. And that's something that people are too afraid to talk about, which is all the anti-right racism. You can find my school at thinkexodus.org. I'll put it in the comments. But that's something right now, it's really scary to me to think people are able to get away with it being racist towards white people. And this is so backwards and not the way to move forward in race relations. I think really race relations in America has been the worst it's ever been in my lifetime. And I was born in 1982. So I don't know, how is it for you guys? I think race relations have been the worst it's ever been this last 10 years, especially since like Black Lives Matter and all of that. I am actually half Jamaican and half white. So my dad is Jamaican, and he was an immigrant. He's actually an illegal immigrant. I think he just became legal in the last 10 years, but he was living here illegally for a lot of years. And then my mom, she's white. But yeah, keep the questions coming, guys. I'm just here to do a live and just kind of chit chat with you, give you an update on what's going on with our lives. We have been so busy. We're doing the school. I had a really difficult 3 months because I lost my dog Rico. He was the love of my life. And I lost my dog Rico, and it's been about a month and a half since we lost him. So I'm doing a lot better now. But it was kind of interesting because I was getting a following on YouTube during dealing with the loss of my dog. So I was kind of like, I didn't really know, like I wasn't in the mood to make content, but at the same time, I was like, oh, wow, I'm getting a following. So thank you, people on YouTube, because you guys kept me going through that time, because I probably would have just not done anything during that time. But it's good for me to keep, putting my message out there, even if I'm going through some stuff, because this world is sinking really fast and this country is sinking really fast. So yeah, my mom, I'm not sure exactly. We did her ancestry, and I think it was a lot of German, some Jewish, and some English. And she thought she had Black in her, but she didn't. And that was funny because, yeah, but anyways, so yeah, race relations are really bad in the US right now. Who do you think would make the best running mate for Trump? Gosh, I really like Kari Lake. Kari Lake would be good, and I think that we need to. I don't have a lot of hope for 2024. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't have a lot of hope for 2024. I think they're going to pop off like they did in 2020. I mean, think about the tantrums they threw in 2020 to get him out. I mean, they destroyed our economy. They couldn't have the strong Trump economy because he was going to win in an incredible landslide because everybody was doing better financially. And then they wanted to run him against Biden, which I mean, Biden was like the most non-dynamic person, especially as an old man. So they had to, shut the country down so that, to show, oh, there isn't any enthusiasm for Biden because the country is shut down, right? That was their excuse. But there was no enthusiasm for Biden because he just was a horrible candidate. And I don't have a lot of hope for 2024 because I think they're going to throw another massive tantrum. And basically, whoever's going to win is going to be who they choose to win. I can't say too much about that on YouTube because they'll take down videos when you talk about 2020 and the stuff that happened during that year, which was insane. Um, yeah. I think the only way that we could pull off another 4 years of Trump is if it's so many votes that no matter what they try to do, it's an overwhelming amount, and then at that point, I think they might try to take him out. They might try to take him out, physically, which is very scary to think of, and we need to be praying for him, but, like, I see them trying to take him out physically if he were to be put back in the White House, especially with the way that he talks. There's no one that talks like him right now. There's no one that talks him in the political world that is a straight talker like he is and is exposing both sides, and that terrifies them. And there is definitely plans that they have put in place that they want to continue to put forward, like the war in Ukraine, which is part of it. And I just think they're steamrolling on that now, and they're not going to let anyone disrupt it. But what I do like about Trump is that he is exposing this all, whether he wins or not. I like that a lot of this stuff is getting exposed, and I feel like the Republican Party, and especially the average Republican voter, is a lot more awake now. Because you think about who was running against Obama in 2016. No, not 2016. That was Trump. No, before that, in 2012. Who the when 2012 when Obama was up for re-election in 2012, it was Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan as the nominees for the Republican side. Do you think we would allow a Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan run now? No. But that just shows how far we've come, the people on the right, how far we have come in the way that we're going to choose our candidates. We're a lot more careful now. We're not into this uniparty stuff and all of this hand-holding that happens behind scenes. We want someone who's going to disrupt this and disrupt the corruption. And so yeah, I don't think that I don't have a lot of hope for 2024, but again, I do like that there's a lot of exposing happening right now. And I think that that's what's most important, is that we're awake and we're aware of what's going on in our country. Because I think we were pretty quiet and silent and asleep for a long time, and they were getting away with a lot. I mean, just look at who's been our presidents for the last 20 years before Trump. All of them were pretty much hand-holding, which we found out during Trump. But yeah, let's see. Any other questions? Yeah, that's kind of an intense topic, and I'm a little tired for that topic right now because I know people are very heated on that, and there's like people on the right that hate Trump now and think he's awful. And I don't know. Someone like me who's left the left, you got to remember that there's a lot of us that left the left, and we're not going to just go jump on board with whoever the GOP puts forward. We're just not. We're not just blindly loyal to the Republican Party now. We're careful because we don't want to get deceived again like we were deceived with Obama. I was deceived with Obama. I remember thinking he was so great and going to do all this hope stuff, right? Because Obama 08, the campaign of hope. And I remember him talking about shutting down Guantanamo Bay, which he didn't do. I remember him talking about getting rid of the Patriot Act, which he didn't do. He actually made it worse with the National Security Defense Act. I think that's the name of it. I remember him, and at the time I was really pro food stamps, right? And he cut the food stamp program like no other president before him. And he pushed Common Core, which was like the worst thing to happen to education in the last 50 years. And so I was very much deceived by Obama, and I don't want to happen. I don't want to get deceived by people on the right either. And the thing I like about Trump is he has a track record now. Whether you like his personality or not, I personally like his personality, but I got to see who he was as a president for 4 years under the most intense testing a president has ever received in this country in my lifetime. Imagine he had people on his own side that were against him. He had the media against him. He had all kinds of sabotaging. He was called every single name in the book. Even the good things that he was doing were getting demonized in the media when he like. And so I think that Trump proved to me, at least in his 4 years, of his character and what type of president he would be for another 4 years. Now they don't like that, and so that's why they're trying to get rid of him. But I'm not about to just go for someone who hasn't necessarily proved themselves on the national stage like Trump has. Yeah. Good conversation in the comments, though. I can see what you guys are saying. We're definitely and you know what, guys? Here's the thing about primaries. It's not going to be pretty. I don't know why people think that the primaries are going to be just this like pretty happy, we're all united dance that like the left does because they just all the Democrats, they're weird like that. They just back whoever is put forward. We actually think about our candidates, especially now. But it's not going to be pretty. There is going to be some smearing. There's going to be some putting down of your favorite candidate, and you just got to get ready for that. But yeah, any other questions? I can't stay on for too long, but I just wanted to let you guys come on and ask me some questions and give you guys an update on what's going on with everything. I'm excited for the interview I'm going to have where I get to be Luna. I can't tell you quite who it is yet because it's not settled, the interview, but it is kind of a bigger name on the right, and I get to come on as Luna first, and then I'm going to go on as myself. So maybe next week I'll practice with you guys improving Luna. So if you see me coming on in a mask, don't be freaked out. It's me, but I'm just playing my my character. Oh, someone asked about Disney. Oh man, Disney's hard for me because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I hate that they bought Star Wars. So that's kind of a fun fact about me. I'm a big original Star Wars fan. I think Disney's kind of messing up Star Wars, but they still have like ownership of the Star Wars franchise. And I've canceled a lot of things in my life, but I have not canceled The Mandalorian yet. So that's a confession for you guys. I'm not perfect. It's really hard. It's really hard for me to cancel Star Wars. So it's kind of like an escape. An escape. I need an escape right now, and I'm kind of picky on what I like. And I'm not a Star Trek fan. I don't know. I can't get into Star Trek. I tried, but I don't like the new Star Wars Disney movies, like with the girl. I don't even like Rey. I've only watched those once. I think they're horrible. I can't get through them. They're horrible. But like their series that they have, they're so good. The series and the old Star Wars, and I even like Star Wars video games. But that's just a confession on my end. I don't know. I don't drink. I don't like smoke. I don't have any like other addictions, but certain things that I like to watch. Oh yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed being on Sky News Australia with Rita. She's awesome. She's awesome. So I'm originally from Santa Cruz, California. If you guys know where that is, it's kind of a hippie town, very liberal, and it was great growing up in the 80s, kind of like a surf skater town, and then it just went completely nuts during the lockdowns. But yeah. I did the Vice debate. I was really disappointed in that because they edited me out a lot. They edited out my first comment. I mean, they just took out everything in the middle that I would say and just had my first comment and my last comment. But yeah, Santa Cruz was a very, very fun place to grow up in as a kid. And then it just became really bad. It's got like all kinds of horrible drug addictions, and they hand out needles. There's needles all over the beaches now. So if you've ever been to Santa Cruz, they have the boardwalk. It's a really nice. Now you go to the boardwalk and it's just like a drug central. People are doing drugs on the streets in Santa Cruz. Oh, pizza, my heart. That's like I've been to New York a couple times, and I think Pizza My Heart does New York pizza better than New York pizza. That's a really good pizza. I love their pizza. But yeah, I understand. I totally get canceling. In fact, after this, I've told myself after this third season of Mandalorian, I'm going to cancel Disney. But I couldn't. like I said, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I needed something to have as a vice right now to get through the world, some sort of escape, but I totally I it is a guilty pleasure that I have, like, literally guilty, like, I do not like giving them my money, but, yeah, so, yeah, any other questions for me? I'm probably gonna get off pretty soon. It's been about 20 minutes. I'll probably stay on for another 5 minutes, but it's been nice connecting with everyone, um, and just yeah, the YouTube thing is really weird to me because YouTube used to be super sensory, and then I just started posting shorts, and I think they're letting the shorts go through, and I also am very careful about the titles. So if you're trying to, like, grow a platform, which I think if you have a voice in this, if you're feeling called to speak up about what's going on in our country, don't ignore that. Don't ignore that calling. Like, please speak up. We need every voice, and there's someone that only you can reach. There's someone that only I can reach. There's someone that only you can reach. So don't don't worry about other people too. There's so many like smart and perfectly eloquent people on the right, and in fact, I think we need more people that are not as perfect, right? We need more people that are just kind of keeping it real and not as perfect. I think a lot of the people that are super high up are kind of bought too. So we need every voice. So if you're thinking about like growing a following or just, putting your voice out there, which I think we need, especially young people too, be careful about your titles. So if you want to start growing your YouTube, don't do anything that says in your title that says anti-Biden or anything like that. Once I started being careful about my titles, so you know how I do the videos where I expose all the racist comments I receive from the left. You'll notice I say racist comments from Republicans question mark. I wouldn't say, "Oh, the left is racist" as my title because they will shadow ban that or they won't let that one go through. But if I do racist comments from Republicans, guess what? That one goes through. Some of my top videos that have gotten the most views are Trump's a racist question mark, and it's about how Trump's not a racist. Like, so you have to be just very careful with your titles on YouTube. But I want to encourage people to just get out there and speak. And if you're in this for, the wrong reasons, that gets slowly revealed, but you don't really make money on YouTube too, just to be honest with you guys. Like, I finally got monetized and they take down any video that has anything that's sort of controversial, they demonetize it. And then the ones that do stay monetized, you don't make very much at all. I think they've changed that around. So you can't really be in it for the money unless you have like millions of followers. And even then you have to, kind of sell your soul for that. I get a lot of advertisements from people on the right that I kind of am like, I feel like the right leading commentators, a lot of their content has changed to just about pop culture because they know that won't get shadow banned and take away from their money. So it's kind of nice to be in this if you already have like a way to make money on your own, which is my school. That's where my main income. It's just be in this just to, share what's going on in the world and share your message, not necessarily to make money, right? So that's something else to think about. But I think what's the most important is that to get out there and share. And if you're feeling called to speak up about what's going on in this country or in your country, start doing it now because we're only going to get more censored. We're only going to get shut down even more. But yeah, I'll be on for like another 5 minutes if you guys have any more questions. I think I got a couple. I'm definitely not single. I've been married 13 years. Very happily married. And in fact, a lot of the reason why I'm even able to speak up and share all of this and feel brave is because I have such a strong man who's behind me, my husband Joshua. Is he's an awesome person and he loves me for me. And so I'm able to really just who cares what other people think? Because my husband loves me and I don't have to worry about he knows who I am. And that's my biggest supporter and the person that I care most about what they think. So yeah, the rest is whatever. Yeah. But yeah, you get censored a lot. You get censored a lot. Yeah. Okay. So this person's saying I had a friend who had 250K. I'm going to show this comment. I had a friend who had 250K subscribers. He struggles. YouTube has to decrease his ad revenue by 30% this year already. So I feel like the time, if you were like, which I don't think that's a bad thing. Like if you want to make money doing YouTube, it's that ship's kind of sailed though. I feel like you should have got in during like Trump when things were more free. And they've also gone away from just make having people. I think that they don't want more conservative commentators or people on the right who are commentators. So they really like to shut them down. They don't want anyone to get big. I mean, think about it. Who has think about the 4 years of Trump and who was able to get big during that time. Because a lot of these like mainstream conservative commentators or people on the right that have like millions of followers, they came during Trump. They often by being an apologist for Trump, right? We had to kind of get on and defend him. Now, since Trump, think about anyone who has become big. I can't think of a single person who's become big this past 2.5 years since Biden that was able to grow like during Trump because everything has been so shadow banned. So now we're just kind of stuck with these big people and there's not really anyone coming up to replace them. Or just have our big people that rose during Trump and that's that. Yeah. Um, I don't think black conservatives make a lot of money during Trump. I think maybe there's like one or two, but the most of us, the average ones, we were just supporting the guy. I wasn't making a dime, that's for sure. But yeah. Who's my least favorite leftist YouTuber? I don't really follow anyone on. I can't stand. There's some TikTokers that I can't stand, like that one girl, Aunt Karen, who's always like, "I'm exposing the, I'm exposing all the racists," but she doesn't expose anyone on the left, and she's able to have like 1 million followers, right? And that's the other thing. Look at TikTok. Is there anyone on the right that has over 1 million followers on TikTok? I don't think there's a single one whose commentary is just like stuff that's on the right and speaking against the left. Is there anyone who's speaking against the left on TikTok who has over 1 million followers? I don't think there's a single one, but there's a ton on the left. But yeah, on TikTok though, even if you go on TikTok, you can't see them. You can't see them. But yeah. So yeah, Governor Jerry Brown from like the 90s. Is that who that was? Or is that the I don't know why I'm blanking on who that is. But yeah. Anyhow, well, we have someone who's very upset that black conservatives make money during Trump. Actually, BLM made a ton of money during Trump, and all of the left-leaning grifters like Al Sharpton, who literally done nothing for Black America except make things worse. Okay, yeah, Jerry Brown. Yeah, he's just an old guy, just an old loser in my book. Womanizer. But okay, well, I think that's it for tonight. I loved being on here with you guys. I'm gonna have more lives, especially going over like what's going on in the world and kind of giving you guys just my perspective on things, especially with education, which is my wheelhouse and um, passionate about. But yeah, yeah. So this is a funny comment. BLM is not from the left. BLM is an organization against police brutality. Durr. Yeah, so if they really cared about police brutality, they would actually cover all of the statistics on police brutality and not just, the ones that they carefully choose. And in fact, there's more black men killing police right now in the US than the other way around, but they would never share that, right? And they're firing black police officers and going after black police officers, which that's one thing that really pissed me off about BLM is we have students. It's literal hate speech against police officers. It's hate speech. The Black Lives Matter is calling to abolish the police when in reality you are more likely to be killed by the. Do you know that 12,000 Americans in the first year of the COVID, were killed by that shot? They don't talk about it in the news, right? But you're more likely to be killed by the vaccine than by a police officer in America as a Black American. But, that doesn't create riots in the streets. Anyways, so that's that. I mean, we could do a whole thing on BLM. I can't stand that organization. That's such a grift. They have done nothing to help Black America. They have only hurt Black America. And in fact, if you look at what's going on in Atlanta right now with the protests, there's protests happening right now. BLM is literally, if you're against a police state, which I think that we shouldn't have a police state. I think that we don't like if we are a moral society, we don't need to have a police state. But you look at the way BLM is and their protests, and they're so violent and destructive that they're actually going to contribute to a more police state. How counterproductive is that? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, how stupid that is that their protests and their what they're calling for is only going to make things worse with the police. Like, we're going to have more police, just like how what's going on in these left-leaning cities. They're having to fund their police force more than ever because of Black Lives Matter and all of the protests they have been doing and how violent they are and how they're weaponizing a group of people who are so angry right now, right? And they feel emboldened to commit all this crime and violence, and then they're put back out on the streets instead of getting the punishments that they should be getting, and now it's contributing to a more police state. So it's an extremely counterproductive movement. But yeah, so it's too bad. It's too bad, and it's funny because like 2020, everyone was saying the names of all these people that were being killed by the police, right? There was like, they would actually go back and find older stories that happened from the year before. And then in 2021, all of a sudden it stopped. All of a sudden we weren't hearing any headlines about it anymore. It just, like, as soon as Biden was installed, those headlines stopped. And now, like in 2021, you wouldn't even say the name. You wouldn't even know the names of anyone because it wasn't in the news anymore. They turn it on and off like a switch to manipulate people. It's a switch to manipulate people and to get them all fired up about something. And then they turn the switch off and people go back to their, whatever they go back to their normal lives. And then when they want the switch to be turned back on, they start putting the headlines out again. So again, you're more likely to be killed by getting that shot than by the police. But of course, they won't talk about that because that doesn't cause anger. It doesn't make people go out and riot on the streets. And it doesn't excite their emotions, which is what they do. If we saw videos of what was really happening at the border, of the children being sex trafficked, or of the human trafficking happening at the border, or the violence that happens with the gang violence that happens at the border with the cartel, we'd all be enraged about that. But they don't show you the videos because that's not what they want you to be mad about. Only they pick and choose who you are supposed to care about. They pick and choose who you are supposed to care about because they like to manipulate you. And it's sad that people are so bought into that because it's really to their own destruction. But anyways, yeah, there was actually a police officer that was fired. He was a Latino police officer in my county. I lived in a very liberal county when I was in California, and he was a Latino police officer, and he was fired for saying FBLM on, I think it was on Parler or something like that, like on some random, not even like a main, but they fired him for saying his own opinion while he was off. And again, they engage in hate speech against police officers. They say abolish the police. That's Black Lives Matter's official stance, is to abolish the police. Imagine if you said that about anyone else. Abolish teachers, abolish doctors. That's hate speech. And so they, that police officer, that Latino police officer, was fired from his department for sharing his opinion online about something that, is calling to abolish his profession. So it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts what's going on with that. And people are just so easily manipulated. It's sad to me. They just eat up narratives like candy because they like to be enraged about something because they're spoiled. Our country is spoiled. Anyways, you can stay mad, Ivan. I really don't care what your opinion is. But thanks for bringing up the conversation because I like speaking against BLM. They're like the crappiest movement in the country. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to leave now and have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys next time. Probably be Luna, and that's going to be scary to improv Luna. So if you see me in a mask, just know that is me improving a crazy satire character. And see you guys next time. God bless.